Now, as a possibility of a U.S. strike looms over Syria, life in the capital Damascus is going about as normal. Having endured more than 2 years of violence, residents are voicing some concerns about a possible strike and have begun to stockpile supplies. Our correspondent Ala Ibrahim tells us about the general mood in Damascus.
At a time when threats of war against Damascus becomes louder, life goes on as normal in the world's oldest capital as it gets ready to face what many believe will be an imminent American military strike. This is a Shalan market in Damascus, one of the main markets in the city for grocery and food items. People are going about doing their daily businesses, but the normality of the scene does not mean that anticipation isn't the dominating factor here.
We are worried. I fear that electricity will go down along with communications, but I am hoping nothing will happen.
I might not be able to leave the house, so I stock on bread and canned food. Maybe I will have to stay home for a couple of days if they attack us, but I don't think it will be for long.
Many of the residents of Damascus fear that an American strike will destroy the country's infrastructure and will plunge their city into the darkness of blackouts. This crowded petrol station is filling up not only for cars, but also tanks for those who want to keep some petrol at home for their generators. But the fact remains that Damascus have been living in warlike conditions for the past 29 months, so many of the residents are used to the anxiety of armed conflicts. Though many believe the chances of an American strike were decreased after President Obama's latest statements.
I think Obama was disappointed because his allies wouldn't go along with him, and I think the Congress thing is just a pretext to hide disappointment. This is what I think. But we as Syrians will go on with our daily lives because God decided when we die and not Obama. We got used to this atmosphere of war.
The British say they don't want to do it because of Parliament, and now Obama says Congress. I think they know we are not an easy target.
I think it's unlikely that they will strike now, especially after what they said. I don't understand how they can accuse us before even the UN test results come out.
In the meantime, the Syrian government is racing with the clock to create a political momentum that will help stop the American plans. Today, the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad met with a top Iranian official to discuss the American strike and possible response scenarios. In the meantime, all eyes are on the Syrian Arab Army, which has already redeployed its units to minimize the casualties of an American-led military intervention. Everyone is speculating on how the army that was caught up in deadly internal fighting for the past 29 months will retaliate to an American attack. Developments are unfolding quickly as Syria waits for an American strike that might change the balance of powers between Syrian government forces and rebels on the ground and the course of the country's history. But whether the strike will take place or not, and what will the repercussions be, this remains to be seen in upcoming days. Ala Ibrahim, CCTV, Damascus.